Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to do today is we're just going to get introduced to using the pen tool. We're going to be using this a lot for our upcoming project, which is called a vectorize. But for today, what we're going to do is we're just going to learn how to use the pen tool and manipulate what it does. So the first thing I need to do is once I click the pen tool, which is over here, it looks like a top of a calligraphy pen. It is right above your shape tool. I need to set what's called the stroke. The stroke options are right up here on the top. What we're going to do is we're first going to just come in here and we're going to add a width to the stroke. Now your width may vary depending on the size of your photo. My photo is rather large, and since it's rather large, you can actually see for some reason it's being added to my actual photo here. So I need to figure out what's going on there, but that's how you would increase the size of the stroke. But notice as soon as I increase the size of it, it does start adding a black color for us. Right now we're just going to stick with black, but in the future what we'll do is we'll wind up changing it depending on what we need. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm providing everyone with this picture of a banana. What you're going to do is I would suggest starting up here on the stem. And remember how we did the polygon lasso tool and we selected everything? Well, that's essentially what we're going to do here today. What we're going to do is we're just going to follow along the edge of our banana here. Now you can see I still have no stroke, but as soon as I started drawing with this, I have a fill. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop right here. On the left side over here, I have my swatches. You might be on your color, depending on what you do. Yours might be also on the right-hand side if you did not decide to move your panels like we discussed earlier in the year. I like having my color and swatches up here on the left so it's easier to work with because it's right here by the fill and the stroke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hit, make sure I'm on this white one that's right here, and then just click this line. What it does is it says no color at all. And you can see that over here my color went away. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue drawing with this again. You can see I can zoom in and out without having any effect on my line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the curvature of my banana. Now it's not going to be perfect because, as you can tell, we're going through some round shapes on my banana. However, my lines are going to be nice and straight. We're going to fix that at the end. So if I were to go all the way around, which I don't want to bore you and do this, so I'm going to go a little bit quicker, which you can actually do, which eventually is actually recommended. You actually, the less lines with this that you possibly do actually winds up being a benefit because it'll wind up looking less choppy. Because what we're going to do is, as soon as we're done, and I'll show you that long stretch that I left, I'm going to show you how to actually bend that out. But the less dots that I do here, these are called nodes, the less nodes that I do, it actually looks a lot less choppy and actually follows the form. Problem is it becomes very difficult when you have complex shapes in order to trace. So again, I'm just going to quickly go through this as best as I possibly can, just so this way I don't bore you and don't waste any time with this video. So I'm going to jump all the way up to here, I'm going to go to here and jump again, and go all the way around here. So you can see I pretty much very closely outlined my banana. Now, what you can do is we can actually change these lines so this way they match the shape. In order to do that, and I'll show you how easy it is based off of this one, is we're going to click and hold on our pen tool over here and we'll have another option. This option is called the node tool. If we just click a spot and start dragging it out, you can see I can closely match the actual shape. And it also allows me to grab these nodes and move them if need be. So that's how you basically just trace the object and then move these lines in order to match the shape. So you can see I can pull it left, I can pull it right, and make it match. The other thing is if you click on a node, you're going to see these little basically pull bars. They will allow you to reshape the curvature if you wanted to. So like say you want a curve out but then back in for whatever reason, depending on what you're tracing. That is how you basically get that option. We'll revisit that later on when we get back to the vectorized project, which will be one of our upcoming projects. But you can see what you're going to do in the banana that I provided you. You're going to trace everything. Okay? So once this is all done, I'm going to add a little bit of a stroke, just so this way I have an outline. And then the other thing is I'm going to put a color in this. I'm going to put my shadows, because what we're going to do is we're going to add another shape on top in order to get our highlights. These are your shadows, these are your highlights. So what I'm going to do is make sure I'm clicked on this circle over here. I'm going to click and drag that little eyedropper. And I'm going to hover over the dark area. And you're going to see that it pops up here. You just click that, and now you have your background color. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to trace the highlighted areas. So I'm going to start right here, and I would trace all these highlighted areas. Well, again, in the end, these colors are going to match. I'm going to have to stretch out the lines, but these colors are going to match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, grab your eyedropper tool, find the highlight, let go. You can see how I have another color here. Click it, and you can see how our bananas start to grow. You're going to complete this. You should have at least 4 different colors with this. You have the brown stem, you have the green on the stems that come down here, and you have your highlights and your shadow. Once you complete all that, please submit it as a JPEG and ask us if you have any questions. Thank you.